The Maestro.
Dirty.
Shots!
Why?
This is cool. Let it go.
How about you hold it?
There's a lady in the
Yo, 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 it's your boy.
She got legs that run
Hey fam, how you doing?
And,
This is back to another Ask Maestro question that I really appreciate you guys throwing out. And because of that, we're going to do this on a more regular basis now. It's official, got approval. Once every few weeks, let's say once every 2 weeks, we're going to send out a notice, Ask Maestro, and then the top questions are going to make it to either a short or a Talking Dirty episode leading up into the next prep season. So thank you guys for making it happen. Thank you guys for your engagement. Really appreciate it. It really means a lot that you really want to hear what I have to say about any topic, and that it gives you some kind of guidance or whatever. So just know, straight up, it really, I thank you. Just thank you. So this is a question from the Grand Inquisitor. I'm going to mix it with another question from Cole. It was, what does a SimWorld player need to do to improve themselves and to get noticed, to get recruited? And what else can a player does when they aren't in a position to put up the kind of stats that would pop off the page to get them looked at? And here's why both of those questions were so good. One, I would have a hard time recognizing the validity of a coach that only looks at a player's stats. I need to see you. I need to see what you do. I need to see what you put down. And maybe that's because I was a player who didn't put up stats. So maybe that's part of my recency bias. I'm more than willing to admit that. But there are a lot of players that don't have pop-in stats that were incredible, even up to the very highest level of the game, right? You know, when you look at a player like Robert Horry, if you looked at him for stats only, I'm sorry, he's not going to be your guy. But then look at when he produced. See, that doesn't show up in the stats. You look at a player like, oh my goodness. You look at a player like Allen Iverson, who had numbers, right? But the numbers, when you look at the numbers and you look at his team success rate, you look at how it doesn't really match up. You might think, oh, he's just putting up numbers. He's just banking numbers. But then when you watch the way he played, you watch the way he led his team, you realize, no, it's a lot more to it than that. So that's what I mean when I say I would have a hard time trusting a coach that wouldn't look at a player that only looks at numbers. But for those coaches who do look at players and look at players who don't put up numbers, so I'm going to combine the answers a little bit. One, make sure your fundamentals are solid. Make sure your fundamentals are solid in terms of being able to shoot free throws, being able to shoot off balance. If you are a range shooter, make sure that you're always on platform, that you're able to catch, reset, and balance to get your shot, but also recognize when you're not on balance, when you have to reset or give the ball up. If you are a passer, and you like the assist game, make sure that all your passes puts your teammate in the position to either score or you pass them open, as they say. Those little things make a difference for someone who's looking at a player, because those are fundamentals that if I don't have to waste time talking about that, I can focus on other stuff. And back to what we talked about before with the other coaches, right? If you are a 70% or 80% free throw shooter, I want you to make you an 80% or a 90% free throw shooter. How do those things play out? So if you show that you have the fundamentals and you're coachable, guess what? Those things are going to grow for you. The other side of it is this, to both of you guys' questions. You need to know and show the coach that you can understand the why of a scheme past the what of a scheme. If you know why we're playing zone right now, if you understand why they want a two-man game or they want you a flatten out ISO game, if not just the what and being able to execute that, but the why they want you to do that and how you can support that and grow from that, and you earn your coach's trust, believe me when I tell you, you become invaluable. Most of the teams I played on, I was probably the least, or I was I was definitely never one of the most talented, at least in basketball. I was never one of the most talented cats on my team. But I always wanted to understand the why. And being the cat with some of the least amount of talent, that the fact that coaches would trust me to handle the ball, run their plays, to do those things, and I mean from elementary to college, the fact that I would get that, I'm going to call it respect, means a lot to me because they knew they could trust me. They knew they could trust me to make their scheme happen because I always was asking the coach. If I couldn't figure it out, I'd always ask the coach, okay, coach, let's get into it. You have us in this setup here. What are we looking to do? Why are we looking to do this? And then I would absorb that answer to take it to the next level. If you're able to do that, trust me when I tell you, coaches will, you'll be able, you have to go into witness protection because coaches are going to be knocking down your door trying to get you on their squad. And the other thing, and this is probably more difficult for where you cats are, so I'm going to ask you to hear me out. Show your willingness to be a cog. Show your willingness to be that player that facilitates the greatness of other players. Because if you make it a we and not a me, that stands out more than you think it does. There are a lot of great players with a lot of great stats, and nobody wants them on their team. They're just not. And that commodity, that's a winning commodity. And if you can show you can be, this is the last point, if you show you can be that winning commodity by doing those things, I think that's a very good start to being on your way to developing your voice in the game and being able to develop your game with a voice that will give you the attention you will have earned to be one of the COG players no matter where you go. Because if you get the reputation, I'm just going to say this, if you can get the reputation to walk into a gym and all eyes on you, not because you score a bunch of points, not because you get a bunch of rebounds, not because you can dunk the ball a certain way, but because they know our game as a group just got better because you walked in the door, because of what you bring to everyone else. That is the ultimate sign of respect you're going to get across the table. And trust me, there's never any shortage of that. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. I know this short was a little bit longer than they normally are. And, but it's a topic that I'm passionate about, and I'm glad you guys are too. And again, it really means the world that you're going to ask me these questions. So hopefully I help you guys out a little bit. You know the deal. Holler at your boy. Tell me what I might have missed. Tell me how I might be wrong. Just yeah, at your boy. Let's go and get it done. Let's talk about it a little bit. And no matter what we do, never let Jason Bourne bark off.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro's Durty
Shorts.
Is it last call? Oh. Have you seen my glasses?
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
The Maestro. Durty.